Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use it Qlik to create this PDF file. And I put together the data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics. There's a lot of different things you can do with that, but it was very interesting to put everything on maps and charts. And I had to treat the data using Qlik. So I'll show you the steps that I did. Everything is written in the script here. So I'm going to show you all the details from there, where you can download the data, where you can, what are the transformations that were necessary to do this. And well, hopefully you learned something new. And if you do, if you like this, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and feel free to leave a comment, okay? To create that, I used Qlik Sense Desktop. And one of the reasons for that was because I want you to be able to do the same thing on your side. So I will show you how to download the software and how to unlock it using the Qlik page, okay? You can do much more with Qlik Cloud, automate reports, automate a lot of different things. But for this video, to create this PDF, I'm going to show you all the steps so you can replicate it there. First, you should be part of the Qlik community so you can download the unlock file, the file that will unlock the software, if you don't have the license, of course. So first, sign up to the Qlik community. So it's community.qlik.com. Then if you Google, you should be able to find the download link products page. Here you have a bunch of different things, but we will go with the Qlik Sense Desktop product. Click here. This will filter the products, and then you can click here on the download link. This will start the download of the software. After that, you can run the installer. It will install in your desktop, in your machine, and you need to unlock Qlik. To do that, you need to go to, let me just open here the path. This is what you get when you install in your Windows computer. You have the documents folder /Qlik/sense. Then this is not by default created. You need to create this trial folder first. So create this in your computer after you install Qlik. And then you come here and click on all releases and all patches. With that done, scroll down until you find the unlock file. So you should be able to find here somewhere this file here. So this is a file. These are the instructions. So if you hover the mouse, you can see it right here. So click here. This will take you to a download page. Actually, it will already download the file. And you move this file to that same folder. So click here, bring that file to this page. Then you can open Qlik Sense Desktop on your computer. And you will see a button on the right side, on the top right, that says Launch. With that, you can start to use Qlik, okay? Now that you have Qlik installed in your computer, you can create a new app. I will not go through all the steps because this will take a very long time. I will just show you, assuming that you know the basics of Qlik, but I'll show you what I did in the script, okay? And one important or interesting fact is that when you launch Qlik Sense Desktop on your computer, you can also open it on your browser. So that's what I did. It's running here. So with that, I'm going to show you what I did. Everything is also here detailed in the script, in the data load after. So I have here the about the data source. For this data, I used the table G9 from Census 2021. And this level of detail is basically the area or the blocks of the area that the census works with. If I go back here, S2 is basically this set of blocks in this case here. So this here is an S2 area. Then this here is another S2 area. And there's even a further level that is S1 and the major levels that are S3 and S4 and big regions. Okay, so in this case, we are using S2, which is very interesting. We can see here a lot of things. But if you go here, let me just go back and copy this link, paste it in here. And this is where I downloaded the file. You can choose here the detail level. In our case, we are using S2. I just downloaded for New South Wales. Click here. And this brought me a folder. In that folder, we have a set of files and also some descriptions. So let me show you. This is the file. We have a README folder, the metadata, which is quite interesting, very well described. Here we'll see that the table G9, oh, sorry, not here, this part, it shows us the country of birth of persons by age and sex. So we can use this table here. There are many others with a lot of different information. And the data itself is here in this census GCP. And here we have all these tables, but in the G9, we had to treat it somehow and with some things in Qlik because it's all split in different files. So we have here from A to H. All these files are basically the same thing, but since we have a lot of countries, they are all split into columns. The format of each one of these tables is like this. We have the SA code, SA2 code, and the columns are a combination of gender, country, and age group. So the first one here in this file, G9D, is female Chile from 0 to 4 years. Then the next column is from 5 to 14 years. Then from 15 to 24, and so on. Then we change country and go to China, 0 to 4. So we had to treat this data in a way that we would combine all of that and make it like a proper database so we can visualize the data. To do that, let me show you how we created this part here in the script. So we load this. We have all the levels with SA1, SA2, SA3. I will provide you with the Sydney part of this data, okay? Next step is to load all possible SA2 codes from all these files. So I want to load all G09 from A to whatever there is, from A, B, C, D, E. So that's why I'm using here this star. I will load all these files to make sure that I won't miss any SA code in this table. Okay, so I leave this here hanging in a separate table. Then I want to loop in all these tables that we have that are part of the G9 section. So I will enter in each one of them and load everything they have and put in one single huge table. Okay, so I will left join with this SA2 code. And at the end, basically what we are doing is we have a list of SA2 codes. Then with the first left join, we bring here a set of columns. Let's say from country that starts with A until, I don't know, B. And then with the second file, we bring here with more left joins, the rest, and then the rest. So at the end, we have a huge table or horizontally, okay? So this is the first part. Then I created some mapping tables because some things are not so easy to understand. For example, M here in the beginning and F are basically male and female. So I created a mapping table for that. Same thing for the age groups. And yeah, that's it. And the reason why I put the age groups like this is because I removed the underscores. Okay. So I renamed this part here to this age group so it's easier to understand. And then what I do here is a cross table. As you remember, I have a very long table here with the first column being the SA2 code, and I want to transform all these columns and headers into rows. And to do that, we use the cross table function, and I call that the column dimension, and the values are actually values. So that's what I named these columns. And the last part is basically to transform the fields. So let me just quickly explain to you in a separate file how this happens. So you can imagine that we will have something like this. Transposing. So this will be my dimension field, okay? And I need to separate and split this column into different columns. So it will be easier for us to filter everything in Qlik. So the first one that we need to do is the first part. So we know that the first letter, we could do something with left here, 1, and this will tell me if the if that data point is female or male. That's the first part. Then the second is to break the country. But sometimes the country have two words. I can't just pick like whatever is in the middle over there because, for example, Sri Lanka, it has another underscore here in the middle. So I had to treat that in a different way. I basically created all these formulas. So we have the country, the age group, the gender, and value here is basically the population size. Okay. I removed here the totals to avoid duplication. And that's pretty much it. So that's what I did to treat this data. I brought here some flags just to display them in a nice way. Okay. Now going back to the chart, let me show you here what I did. After I loaded the data, I think I can show you the data model 1 second. Yeah, so here we have the map that I will give you the QVD with Sydney. Here I have the stats, so the data that we treated. We have country, SA2 code, gender, age group, and population. Pretty quite straightforward. And the flags. Okay. With this in the data model, I started to create here basically just the name of the country. Here I have the flag, which is a text and image object. Here in appearance, we have under styling, the background image could be an URL, and the URL is already loaded in the data model. So when we select a country, it will filter this table, and there will be just one possible URL. We can display that in here. This chart is basically the age group with two measures, male and female. In this case, I use it SAT analysis. I can show you here. So male is basically the sum of gender equals to male. Sorry, the sum of population when the gender is equals to male. And I use it num to keep them in the both in on the same level. Okay, so male is positive, female is negative, but using the num function, I keep it the same way. You can see that here I have a negative sign, but this format says that even if the number is negative, it will still display positive. Okay, that's why we have this effect here. On the map, this is basically the map chart, so native click map. On the layer, I have an area layer. Data point is basically the what's that? The area. Okay, so I have a column that's called area right here. And I'm just bringing whatever we have with a population greater than 0, okay? And I'm doing this because otherwise I would have a very big area here with zeros, and I didn't want to have zeros in here in this legend. So it's easier to just filter that, or we could treat that in the script, but in this case I did it here in a chart function. And colors, just sum of population. One extra step that I did was to make this field here with a single selection. If you go to the field list on the left side here, we have country. And if you right click on it, you have the field settings, and you can make it one selected value only. So there will be only one possible selection. Sorry, there will be always one selection in that field. And that's it basically. The rest is just click. I can filter here basically anything. And there are many other things that we can do here. But with this, I started to just cut. I use a software called Snip Paste. It's very easy to crop things. So what I was doing is I was taking everything from here and pasting it in a PowerPoint slide. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So in Qlik says it would be very easy to do this automatically because it has automations, but it's not the case because if you don't have the licenses, you can at least try and see how it works in your own computer, okay? And that's it for this video. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask here in the chat or ping me on LinkedIn. Feel free to do that. And I see you in the next video. Bye.